The last 5 to 10 years, there's been so much discussion about removing the agent, right? Automation is going to kill the agent. We don't think that way at Plum. We're all about empowering the agent, making their job easier, but using technology to do so, right? We do believe heavily in the fact that at the end of the day, the agent is a consumer. So they wake up, they go do their online banking, they do their online shopping, and they're usually, on their phones all day long. But then we ask them to park that and come to work and deal with PDFs and paper and processes that haven't been looked at in 30 years. And so there's a huge disconnect there. And that has a real impact on not only, the outcome, making the sale, but also us as an industry.
Hey, welcome to the CA Power Players podcast. Today's episode with my buddy Rahim Rajpar from Plum Life. It's all about software and technology. And we have the question, are you about to be replaced by technology? Are you about to be out of a job? You're going to have to listen to this episode to find out. I'm not going to tell you, but you want to know, okay? Also, for those that are like, dude, I'm tired of doing research on Google for tech, and I'm tired of doing 42,000 demos of technology and trying to find the right software or tech to use in my agency. We have a virtual tech summit January the 6th. I'll throw the link in the description below. You can register for the tech summit for free, and we're going to source the top technology companies, bring them, put them in your lap, put them in front of you for free so that you can check them out. Enjoy today's episode with Rahim Rajpar from Plum Life. Hey, welcome back to the CA Power Players podcast. My guest today is Rahim Rajpar from Plum Life. They've got a ton of things going on, an agent-only platform for life insurance sales. When you think about automations and tech and a platform to help a lot more consumers with life insurance, Plum Life is doing it with the best of them. Okay, so I want to highlight Rahim and spend some time getting to know him and his company, man. Thank you for being a part of 8% this past year, and welcome to the channel.
Well, thank you so much. Real pleasure to be here with you. Having attended your shows, having seen, your message and heard your message, pretty remarkable. So I'm super psyched to be here to talk to your listeners about Plum and my story.
Yeah, appreciate that, man. For those that maybe don't know you, I would love for you to start and walk through kind of your journey along the way.
Sure.
It could be, college, post-college, first career, however you want to jump in and walk through that.
Sure, absolutely. So I've spent a career working in this industry. I cut my teeth at a global carrier. I was at John Hancock for a number of years. I've been trying to reinvent this business for a while. I didn't wake up one morning and go, I tried to buy life insurance. I should try to fix it because it was really hard. I've been at it for, over 25 years. So various roles at Hancock, essentially. I've run digital businesses. I was the CMO of Hancock Insurance. And so, seen a lot, understand the complexities of not only the business, but the sheer task of placing cases. And so most of my career has been spent helping agents sell life insurance, making it easier and making it more fruitful for them. I also did a small stint running their direct-to-consumer business, and that just gave me tons of insight into consumer behavior, into how consumers interact with technology, and quite frankly, tons of insight into how consumers think about life insurance.
I love that. How do they? So if you think about some of the consumer behavior, that is really interesting. Just how because there's still an audience in our industry that doesn't think someone will, there's no need for automations and digital platforms and making it easier on the consumer. I'm going to do it all myself, Obviously you differ, and think a little more modern and ahead. So I would love for you to talk through kind of that piece, because running a direct consumer part of a company, when you're talking about consumer behaviors and how they think and what they do and how they act and react, It's pretty cool to see, just kind of see what you know about that.
Yeah. Well, listen, I think first we have to acknowledge that consumers actually don't have a ton of knowledge when it comes to life insurance. Most people don't wake up every day saying, I'm going to go buy life insurance. It's on a to-do list for most, but they just don't know how to cross it off. And so the agent is critical in helping the consumer cross the line. That's an understanding, I think, that we all need to, pause on for a second, because the last 5 to 10 years, there's been so much discussion about removing the agent, right? Automation is going to kill the agent. We don't think that way at Plum. We're all about empowering the agent, making their job easier, but using technology to do so, right? We do believe heavily in the fact that at the end of the day, the agent is a consumer. So they wake up, they go do their online banking, they do their online shopping, and they're usually, on their phones all day long. But then we ask them to park that and come to work and deal with PDFs and paper and processes that haven't been looked at in 30 years. And so there's a huge disconnect there. And that has a real impact on not only the outcome, making the sale, but also us as an industry. When we go back to the consumer, I know you asked me about the consumer, right?
Sure.
The emotional journey is just wrought with ups and downs for the consumer.
Yes.
Things like, how much do I need? Am I buying the right amount? These are the things that not only sort of plague them at the beginning, but consistently through the process. Did I make the right decision? Do I actually need this? And so the agent plays a vital role in quelling a lot of those fears and concerns. So the agent does need to be involved. Now, we need to make it about convenience, right? It can't be difficult. So most consumers today will operate 100% on their phones. You're guilty of it. I'm guilty of it. I knocked into someone the other day as I was texting and walking down the street, right? It happens. The reality is that there's not a good option today for consumers to be able to transact on their phones. And that's how they want to do it. People always talk about people want to work on a phone, and therefore they don't need an agent. Well, that's just not true. We just need to enable the agent to work with their client on their phone.
Yes.
And that's what we see. Most consumers will watch TV with a phone. Like 90% of consumers have a device in their hand as they watch TV. That's a perfect opportunity to, fill in a life insurance app and cross it off their list.
Yes.
As long as they're being guided by an agent. That's the component.
I love that, man. Last night, my wife's on her phone while we're watching a movie, and I'm like, do you even know what's going on right now? So it's so funny. You're in tune with that.
Yeah.
I love that you're in tune with that. We don't talk about that enough on this channel. And so I love that you're bringing that up. You also made me think about something, because I was actually e-signing the documents for a finance manager at the local Porsche dealership literally 2 hours ago as I was buying a new Porsche Taycan.
Okay.
Well, what's funny about that is I hate going to dealership, and they know this. And he's like, hey, we got some new technology. I can do it over the phone. No big deal. I'll shoot it to your email. You can open up your phone. You can sign it. And I literally took my 8 minutes, max 6 minutes on my phone, and it's done. It's talk about convenience and technology and leveraging that.
Right.
What can you, when we talk about technology and agents being able to be a part of a platform and help the consumers with convenience. Yeah. How can your platform help an agent help more consumers in that way?
Well, we've simplified it. Okay. We've taken many of the tasks and automated them. We've made the process easy so that the agent doesn't have to spend a ton of time placing each application. That means they can actually place more apps. Because we handle so much of the administration, they don't have to be focused on managing a case through the process. Okay. And therefore they can spend time on finding new clients, getting new clients, prepping new clients to go through the process. Now, you can do that. And when you do that, one of the things that we see is oftentimes these simplified products are stripped down. And they don't necessarily have all the features that agents want in their products. And so the way I look at it is you don't necessarily need to simplify the product. You have to simplify the process. And so, for example, our product lineup, we partner with carriers who produce products that we white label that agents want to sell. So conversion features, yeah, they're a part of our product line. Replacements, where we can, we accept replacements. These are all things that we do because we know that's what the typical sale goes through, but we automate that journey and that function. One of the other things we do a nice job of, and I'm really proud of this number, is the number 38%. Okay. I know you're 8%. We're going to be 38%.
38. You got me by 30.
Yeah. There we go. Now, hopefully it goes up because it is rising. So I'm going to have to redo this, right?
Yes.
But 38% is the lift that we can give an agent on the platform from an app start to an app complete. And that's because we nurture the client on top of whatever the agent is doing. So you create a lead, that lead goes into our system. We will nurture that lead all the way through the process. Open the email, start the app, finish the app, sign the app. We're doing those reminders for the agent and we pull them through. And those are the administrative titles of those emails. But, we're answering questions. There's content in there reaffirming their decision to work with the agent, reaffirming their decision to buy life insurance. So these emails really really help pull the client through the process. We saw that number jump when we started adding text to it. So now we're starting to text clients as well.
Yes.
Where people are. And through the whole process, the agent is in the loop, right? We're texting the agent saying the application for, John Doe has gone through underwriting. We have a pizza tracker on the site that you can actually follow the app all the way through the process.
That's cool. That's I love the tracker that Papa John's has on their
right,
app,
exactly.
Right?
Yeah,
so
that's exactly
concept.
it. That's how agents and consumers live their world. So why not here?
Correct. Yeah, I'm doing it everywhere else. Why not insurance as well? Yeah. Exactly. And when you do it and you get used to doing it so much, it does feel weird to do things so differently in like a very old-fashioned, boring, non-modern insurance industry.
100%. And how are we going to attract new people to the industry if that's what we can offer up, right?
Exactly. Yep. All you millennials out there are like, man, dude, you guys got to get in the, you got to get in this century, bro. Like, please, right?
Exactly. Yeah. I remember, I was just going to say, people talk about digital and they think a fillable PDF is digital, right? It doesn't work on a phone.
No.
And so if it doesn't work on a phone, it's not digital in my head.
That's right. Yeah, it's terrible. I would love, if you guys are loving this and getting some feedback from Rahim, throw a comment in here when you get a chance to watch this and let him know what you're thinking, how much you enjoy this, what your thoughts are of, hey, I want to go to more digital, man. I want to help agents and I want to help consumers in a different way. Some of the things that y'all do, we talked a lot about that I wanted to highlight, and maybe you can pick one or two.
Yeah, sure.
Talked about carriers and helping with lead management and prospecting, having a suite of products, having automated case management, helping with underwriting, CRM functions, automation, along with other things as well.
Right.
Yeah. What if you had to highlight one of those that are like very unique?
Yeah. I'm going to highlight this number, and I'm a big numbers guy. I'm analytics driven, right? 85%. And do you know what net promoter score is, right?
I don't know that I do.
Okay. Think of it like customer satisfaction.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Got it.
So, a lot of times you get, hey, with one question, how likely would you be to recommend X, right?
Yes.
So the way, without getting to a ton of detail, the way it works is you have your people who recommend you and you have your people who don't recommend you. And there's a formula that's calculated based on taking one and subtracting the other. Okay. Mm-hmm. So sounds complex, but it's not. Think of it as customer satisfaction. So MPS score is what it's called. In the last 2 months, our MPS score has grown to 85%.
Wow.
If this is an agent NPS score, okay? The average in the insurance industry was at about 20.
Ugh.
Okay. So we're 4x the industry average. That tells me one thing. Everything you just described is working, and agents are really liking their experience with Plum Life, right? And so I have a couple of favorites, certainly, right? But if I put it all together, agents are liking what they see when they use Plum Life. It is easier. And we do go that extra mile with our agents. We automate things. They give us ideas too. One of my favorite parts of the platform is agents come in and they're like, hey, it'd be really great if you could add a button here. I'm like, that's a good idea. Let's do that. We allow the agent to personalize the site. So whenever an agent sends out a quote, one of the things I love about this is they can personalize it. They can upload their picture. They can put their calendar link in there, their contact information.
Cool.
The client is getting really a website with a quote on it that's personalized to them and has their agent's information on it.
Yeah.
And so they see that, and we know from history and past experience that anything personalized has a higher conversion. So they're clicking on, hey, I like this quote, start up, and they can go right into it. One of the things I love about Plum is that we never say, you must work with us this way. We give the agent the flexibility to work in the way they're used to working. Yes. So we have a lot of agents taking apps over the phone with their clients. We have other apps doing it digitally. We have other agents who are sending the client the link, and we have other agents who are actually completing the application for the client. So it really doesn't matter. You get to choose when you work with us. We're not forcing you down one path. Plus, you own the client, not us, right? It's your clients, your book of business. In that way, we are unique, and I love that because it is a real advantage for the agent to be able to, work with us and have access to our carriers, and not have to worry about, okay, am I going to place my business here and I'm going to lose my clients, that sort of thing. None of that really matters to us. We're all about making it easier for the client and the agent.
Yeah, it's cool. One thing that you made me think about is like Jeff Bezos with Amazon. He talks about customer obsession, and y'all really focused on, okay, how can we improve for the agent and the consumer and be more unique? I love that y'all do that at Plum Life. That's really cool.
Oftentimes we haven't been, so sometimes people like to think of us, needing to be like an Amazon. You mentioned Jeff Bezos, right?
Yep.
Now, I don't think we're ever going to get to the point where insurance is a one-click transaction. It's just too complex. And that shouldn't be our goal, right? Our goal should be to really build and curate the right experience for the buy to happen, or for the sell to happen, more importantly, right? And I like to think of us more like the Shopify, right? We give Shopify gives small business owners the tools they need to make their business successful. That's what Plum is to agents. It's the tools they need to make their insurance business more successful, right? From, prospecting and automation to a great product line, to our CRM function, to these personalized web pages that they can use and promote life, insurance out into social media if they want.
Yeah. I love that they can share that too. That was a good reference, a good example. That makes a ton of sense. If they want to learn more about Plum, where should we send them and what can they do next?
All right. Well, listen, if you want to learn more, certainly visit helloplum.com. You can learn a lot about Plum. You can register in about 2 minutes and see for yourself how easy it is. You can also visit our YouTube page as an example and see some of our videos that we've posted on there that show you, they're actually our tutorials. We use those to help agents, but give you a nice flavor of the point and click technology and what's available. And reach out to me if you have any questions. I'd be happy to chat with you about the merits of Plum and why you need to add it to your business.
I love it. If they want to do that, how can they do that? And as far as reaching out to you in general?
Well, I'm going to go bold and give everyone my email address. It's Rahim, Rahim, at helloplum.com. You can also find us on LinkedIn and Facebook. So reach out to me that way. I'm pretty active on LinkedIn as well. If you want to connect, please reach out. So lots of options for you.
I love it, buddy. You've been amazing, phenomenal information. I love the personalization equals higher conversion. That's a huge takeaway for me.
Nice.
Hopefully everybody's listening has a ton of takeaways as well, but thank you for your time. And thank you for being on the podcast.
Thank you. Had a great time.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, buddy. Thank you guys for watching and listening to the Power Players podcast. Thank you, Rahim, and we'll see you on the next.
Hey, if you enjoyed this, I got another one you're going to love. It's right there. Click on it. See you in there.
Hey, it's 2022. Stop freaking chasing people, man. Like, I'm going to teach you right now a 6-step process to attract people in your life versus chasing everyone. Most individuals, they work in one market. They chase unlicensed job boards to recruit. Like, if you think about insurance, you either